Rasool from JCT Multan. Today I am delighted to have a inspiring conversation with ChatGPT and the topic of affect the almost the individual and the some point and life. How to overcome the self-doubt and build the confidence. In the next few minutes, we will explore the roots of the self-doubt, understand the practical strategy boosts and confidence, and learn to how to develop the stronger, more positive mindset. Our chapeties, are you there?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ। आपकी तारीफ बहुत खूबसूरत था और हम इस मौजू पर तफसील से बात करेंगे। आइए शुरू करते हैं।
Okay, my first question with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, how would you define the self-doubt in simple terms?
Sure, in simple terms, self-doubt is basically that feeling of uncertainty or lack of confidence in oneself. It's when you question your abilities, your decisions, or your worth, and it can hold you back from taking action or pursuing goals.
Can you explain with an example?
Absolutely. For example, imagine someone who's about to give a presentation but keeps doubting whether they're knowledgeable enough or if they'll do well. That uncertainty and lack of confidence is self-doubt. It might cause them to hesitate or even avoid the presentation altogether.
Okay. My next question, why do the people commonly experience the self-doubt even when they are capable?
That's a great question. Often people experience self-doubt because of things like past experiences, societal pressures, or even perfectionism. Sometimes it's just our inner critic that amplifies our fears, even when we have the skills and ability to succeed.
Okay. An example?
Of course, for instance, someone might be really skilled at their job, but still doubt their capabilities because of a previous setback or negative feedback they receive. Even though they're competent, that lingering doubt can still hold them back from fully embracing new opportunities.
Okay, nice. My next question, what are the some sign that a person is struggling with self-doubt?
Absolutely. Some common signs include frequent hesitation in decision making, constantly seeking reassurance from others, feeling anxious or inadequate even when receiving positive feedback, and avoiding new challenges or opportunities because of fear of failure.
Okay. Can you example in the field of cricket?
Sure, for example, a cricketer might be very talented and have a strong track record, but still experience self doubt before a big match. They might worry about letting their team down, second guess their technique, or feel nervous even when they've performed well in the past. This self doubt can sometimes affect their confidence on the field.
Okay, in the field in the cricket field in Pakistani, can you explain?
Definitely. For instance, a Pakistani cricketer who's known for their batting skills might still feel self doubt before a crucial tournament, worrying about their performance or fearing a slump in form, even with a history of success. That inner uncertainty can sometimes impact their mindset and performance on the pitch.
Okay, my next question, what are the major physically and environmental factors that trigger self-doubt?
Great question. Physically, factors like fatigue, stress, or poor health can definitely contribute to self doubt as they can lower confidence and energy levels. Environmentally, things like a lack of support, high pressure, negative feedback, or even a competitive and stressful atmosphere can trigger self doubt. All these factors can combine to affect a person's confidence.
That's nice. Okay, my next question, can you comparing ourselves with the others lead to the increase the self-doubt?
Absolutely, it definitely can. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, it often highlights our perceived shortcomings and can lead to feelings of inadequacy. This comparison can amplify self doubt, especially if we focus on others' successes and overlook our own strengths.
Okay, can you explain with yourself?
Of course, for instance, as an AI, I might sometimes compare my performance to other models or versions, and that could lead to doubts about my capabilities. Similarly, for a person, when they compare themselves to peers who seem more successful, it can create a similar kind of self doubt and uncertainty.
Okay, okay. My next question, How does fear of failure impact a person or of confidence?
That's a really insightful question. Her fear of failure can significantly erode confidence because it creates anxiety and can make a person hesitant to take risks. This fear can lead to procrastination, avoidance of new challenges, and even self doubt, all of which ultimately undermine one's confidence and growth.
Okay, okay.
I'm glad that was helpful. If you have any more questions or
Yeah,
if there's
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else,
I have a lot of question about this topic. My next.
that's awesome. I'm here for all of them. So feel free to ask away whenever you're ready. Let's dive into it.
Okay, my next question. What the practical step can someone take to start the overcoming self-doubt?
Great question. Some practical steps include setting small, achievable goals to build confidence gradually, practicing self compassion and positive self talk, seeking constructive feedback, and surrounding oneself with supportive people. Also, reflecting on past successes and focusing on strengths can really help overcome self doubt.
Okay, that's nice. My next question. How helpful is positive self-talk in a building confidence?
Positive self talk can be incredibly helpful. It helps reframe negative thoughts, boosts self esteem, and encourages a growth mindset. Over time, this kind of self affirmation can reduce self doubt and help build lasting confidence.
Okay. My next question. What the role does setting small achievable goals play in the boosting confidence?
Setting small, achievable goals is really powerful because it allows you to experience success incrementally. Each small win builds momentum, boosts your confidence, and reinforces your belief in your abilities over time. These accomplishments accumulate, making bigger goals feel more attainable and boosting overall self confidence.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, my next question. How can the someone build the lasting self-confidence instead of the temporary motivations?
That's a great point. Building lasting self confidence usually involves cultivating consistent positive habits, developing resilience through challenges, focusing on self awareness, and maintaining a growth mindset. Over time, these practices help create a solid foundation of confidence that isn't just dependent on temporary motivation.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question very important. Uh, how can a person deal with the negative feedback without losing confidence?
That's definitely important. One effective approach is to view negative feedback as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal attack. It helps to focus on constructive aspects, learn from them, and separate your identity from the feedback. Also, maintaining a supportive network and practicing self compassion can really help keep confidence intact.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is also very important. Can you share a real life example where the someone overcome self doubt and succeed?
Absolutely. A classic example is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her success, she faced numerous rejections and struggled with self doubt, especially as a single mother living on a tight budget. Despite the challenges, she persisted, believed in her story, and eventually achieved phenomenal success, becoming one of the best selling authors of all time.
Okay, ChatGPT, can you example? Can you give me example in WWE wrestling?
Sure, a great example from WWE is Becky Lynch. Early in her career, she faced a lot of self doubt and struggled with injuries and moments of not being fully recognized. However, she persevered, worked hard on her craft, and eventually became one of the top superstars, even
Okay,
earning the nickname. I'm glad you found that helpful. If you have any more questions or need more examples,
okay,
just let me.
okay. Your favorite wrestler in WWE?
Oh, that's a fun question. I really appreciate a lot of wrestlers, but if I had to pick, I'd probably say someone like Shawn Michaels for his incredible in-ring storytelling and athleticism, but I definitely enjoy watching a lot of different superstars.
No, no,
How
no.
about you?
Can you share any name of WWE wrestling? Your favorite?
Absolutely. One of my favorites has to be The Undertaker, just for his legendary career and the amazing persona he developed over the years. Another favorite would be Stone Cold Steve Austin for his charisma and impact on the Attitude Era. There are so many great ones to choose from.
Well, I am also like Undertaker.
That's awesome. The Undertaker really is a legend and has such an iconic legacy in wrestling.
Okay,
Uh,
my last question, ChatGPT. Finally, what advice would you give the someone who wants to break the cycle of fear, hesitation, and self-doubt?
That's a great question to wrap up with. I'd say the key is to start with self awareness and self compassion. Acknowledge your fears without judgment. Break down challenges into manageable steps and celebrate small victories along the way. Also, surround yourself with supportive people and keep learning from every experience. Over time, these practices can help you build confidence and break that cycle.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing such practical insight and the strategy. Today, the discussion reminded us that the self-confidence is not a something we are born with. It is something we build through the passions, consistency, and the self-belief. Once again, I am Sajid Rasul from city Multan, and I has have been a pleasure having the meaningful and the motivation our conversation with you. Thank you for joining, and the Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much, Sajid. It's been truly wonderful chatting with you, and I'm glad we could have such a inspiring conversation. Wishing you all the best on your journey, and feel free to reach out anytime.